Hello everybody, it's the Warhipster here coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial, and today we are painting the new Brokhyr Thunderkyn from the Leagues of Votann, sent to me early by Games Workshop, so a massive thank you to them for sending them through for me to review and paint up for all of you. And without further ado, we're going to jump in and start painting him. We are going to be painting him in the same colours as my personal league, so that bright yellow scheme that we've been doing on the Leagues of Votann. And well, we're just going to be jumping in and start painting him. He has been primed in grey Seer, and the first colour we're going to be using is Terradon Turquoise. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be painting in all of his clothes, because he is wearing clothes just nestled in around the model. Now, one thing about these guys is that you might have a little bit of a better time painting them in sub-assemblies by just leaving the weapon off, because they are somewhat fiddly to do. But what we're going to be doing is we're basically going to be painting our Brokhyr Thunderkyn from the inside out. So we're getting all of those details that are kind of inside the model, which is why we start with the clothes and not with the armor. Because these are all kind of internal details. So he's got a shirt and he's got trousers. We just want to very steadily paint in all of these details. So with that Terradon Turquoise applied, what we're then going to do is we're going to take some Cygor Brown. I'm going to use this to paint in the belts. Now they are, again, quite tricky to get at. You've got this one. And then there are belts around the legs as well. As you can see, there's just one in there, like that. So with that done, things now get a little bit easier, because what we're going to do is we're going to take some Black Legion and we're going to apply this over the top of all of our black details. Now there are a couple of them still nestled inside, but we do have the large gun as well. So we're just going to be painting this Black Legion over the top of the boots, the knee pads, the elbow pads, and the gun casing. And so with that Black Legion all applied, one thing I forgot to mention is that we were going to paint it onto the sort of cap underneath that headset. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some Flesh Tearers Red and we're going to apply this over the top of all this cabling. like that. And what we're also going to do is going to apply this to the inner lining. Around the head. It's one of those tiny details that if you don't do it, you'll see it later. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Iron Warriors. I'm going to apply this to all of our silver details because, again, we've got some kind of silver details that are in some slightly difficult to get to places, but also just to make it a little bit easier on us when we come to do our final armor color. So we've got quite a lot of stuff here. We've got, for example, the rims on the feet, like that. Got the screws in between, like that sort of thing. We've got all the mechanical areas on the gun. We've got this kind of foot platform here. There's a whole bunch. So I'd recommend taking a look at the box art just to see where to place all of your silver details. Or alternatively, you can wait until the next clip. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Imperial Fist and we're going to paint this over pretty much all of the remaining details, excluding of course the face, this pipe and the end of the gun. So we're going to grab that Imperial Fist and we're just going to start applying this over the whole thing. So with all that Imperial Fist applied, we're then going to take some Screaming Bell and we're going to apply this to this cable down here on our conversion beamer. So with that done, what we're then going to do is we're going to take some Shyish Purple. I'm going to apply this over the top of the conversion beamer's, I guess, barrel. At least this is the bit where the beam comes out. Just like that. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to apply our final base coat, but we're also going to apply our first shade, and that is going to be Guilliman Flesh. And we're going to be applying this over the top of our copper tubing, but also over the top of the face, as mentioned. So we're just going to start up here. Just like that. And then apply this over the top of the copper tube. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to add our next shade. And the colour is going to be Drakenhof Nightshade. I'm going to be applying this over the top of all of the silver and all of the black details. And we can also put this over the top of the Terradon Turquoise if you can get to it, but you don't really need to. So with that Drakenhof Nightshade all applied, we've just got one more shade to apply, and that's going to be Casandora Yellow over the top of all that yellow armor. So with that done, our Brokhyr Thunderkyn is now what I would call a Warhipster battle ready. It's looking pretty awesome. However, we're not going to leave it there. No, we're going to take it to the next level. I'm going to do this by adding some highlights. Now, the first one we're going to add is going to be Flash Gitz Yellow. And we're going to be using this to highlight all of our yellow. So with that all done, the armor is looking pretty awesome. However, what we're going to do now is move on. And we're going to highlight all of the black details using some thinned down Dark Reaper. So with that Dark Reaper all applied, we then take some Russ Grey and we use this to add a little spot highlight to the corners and the rivets on all of our black details. Just like that. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're just going to very quickly work on the face. Now the colour we're going to be using to highlight it is FLAYED Flesh. And we're just going to pick out all of the facial features and edges, such as the brows, the nose, the cheekbones. And with that done, we're then going to take some Black Legion, a tiny little amount, and we're going to apply this over the top of his eyeballs. So with that Black Legion applied, we're then going to take the tiniest little dot of Screaming Skull and apply this in the corner of this eye, like that. I'm going to apply it in this corner as well, closest to the nose. And a tiny little one in the far corner as well. Give it that look as if it's looking off this way. So with the face all done, what we're going to do now is we're going to take some Fulgurite Copper and we're just going to use this to highlight the ribbed cable that we painted with Screaming Bell. Just like that. So with that now done, what we're going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Ironbreaker. I'm going to use this to highlight all of our silver. So with that done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Talassar Blue. I'm going to apply this over the top of the lenses. So with that done, our Brokhyr Thunderkyn are now finished. However, there are a couple of optional details that we can do now. Now, one of them is going to be that stripe that we always do on these Leagues of Votann. However, the other one is we're going to be doing some glazing on the purpleness on the end just there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some Genestealer Purple. I'm going to add like 5 or 6 brushfuls of water to it to create this really thin Genestealer Purple glaze, as you can see there on my thumb. It's just very, 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 very thin. And what we're going to do is we're just going to add this around purple. Like this sort of thing. Just taking small amounts at a time. So with that done, we then do the same thing again, but with some Emperor's Children. So 5 or 6 brushfuls of water to 1 part of Emperor's Children. And then we're just going to do a little bit of a narrower circle of this. Right in the middle. So with that done, what we're then going to do is we're going to take a teeny tiny dot of Pallid Wych Flesh. I'm just going to apply this right in the middle. Like so. So with that done, we're then just going to take some Ardcoat and we're just going to apply this over the top of the graviton beam. Like that. So with that done, we've just got one thing left to do, and that is that stripe. So the colour that we're going to be using for that is Deepkin Flesh. And what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be painting a nice straight stripe going from here down to here, using the kind of inner part of those rivets as our kind of guidepost.
And so, with their bases complete, the Brokhyr Thunderkyn are now finished. And I really, really like these models. I think they look fantastic. They've just got such a kind of impact about them. That's always my favourite thing, when you just get like this really hench guys carrying a massive weapon. It's just so Warhammer 40,000. I absolutely love it. And I think they were a lot of fun to paint. Again, I would just reiterate that maybe doing these in sub-assemblies might help you. Just leaving that gun off will make it a little bit easier than what I did. Or you could just do exactly as I do. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel, and you want to support me further like these legends and bosses on the screen before you, you can do so. Head to patreon.com/warhipster or head to ko-fi.com/warhipster. Alternatively, you could become a YouTube member by heading to the channel page and clicking on the join button just here, just like these amazing, wonderful people have done. And if you really like this video or you just want to shoot me some support, you can click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.